welcome back to the vlog. Today I'm going to cover support vector machines, which is something I used to work with in the past. Now, before I get any further in this, a quick disclaimer, because obviously some people are going to have an issue with this video. This video is aimed at the general public and people who are just curious. It is not meant to be a how-to, and it's definitely not meant to be a scientific deep dive into the workings of machine learning. I've deliberately picked a contrived example of machine learning in order to get across a key concept. You can think of this as analogous to going over Newton and his apple, rather than diving into the issues of checking the semi-classical limit of loop quantum gravity. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get into this. Regardless of if you're a programmer, a mime artist, or an astronaut, you've probably heard of AI or artificial intelligence. Hollywood loves to bandy this term around. It's, I guess, because it's something that scares some people because it's surrounded by mysticism, in the same way that 25 years ago using a spreadsheet was mystic because people just didn't know how it worked. At the end of the day, AI is basically just the term for an area of computer science to do with behaving in an intelligent manner. One facet of AI is machine learning, or ML. This is the area concerned with a computer learning. It's learning to solve a problem using some known data as the input, training a model, and then coming up with a workable answer that solves a question of some unknown data afterwards. Today I'm going to drill down into ML a little bit, and specifically I'm going to go down into one method of ML called a support vector machine, or SVM. So if you remember going back to when you was, say, 5 years old, is it a plant or is it an animal? That's classification. The reason that I've picked the SVM is really it's a fairly simple concept, and if it's explained correctly, even a 5-year-old can probably understand it. Actually, maybe a 10-year-old. Anyway, the point is, it is actually pretty simple, and as long as I do my job properly here, then in a couple of minutes you should be ahead of most of planet Earth as far as understanding artificial intelligence. So here's a really simple problem to solve. We're going to come up with an idea for a model, and all it has to do is work out, based on the age of an animal in weeks and how many grams it weighs, whether or not it's a hamster or a rabbit. Very simple. So here is our list of 3 hamsters, and here is our list of 3 rabbits. In real life, you don't use 3 of one animal and 3 of the other. You would use hundreds, thousands, if not millions. The more data, the better. Plotting them on a chart, we see that the heavier rabbits are all at the top, and the lightweight hamsters are at the bottom. This is a contrived example, as I mentioned, but I want to get the point across as to how this works. The computer takes a stab at coming up with a line that divides the hamsters from the rabbits cleanly. Here's a line that works. Next, the line is tested to make sure that with some degree of certainty, any other known rabbits fall one side and any other known hamsters fall the other side. When we're happy this works, rather than remembering thousands of examples or millions of examples of rabbits or known hamsters that the computer may have seen during training, it just has to remember these 2 vectors. From this, the computer can recreate the model and classify hamsters and rabbits that it's never seen before. So this should make some sense to you, right? There's nothing earth-shattering here. Now, as I said, this is a contrived example. I've deliberately skipped out some heavier parts, such as how the line is worked out, what happens if you've got, say, multiple points in the line, problems like overfitting, how, if you've got merging groups that overlap, how that would be handled. I've deliberately kept this clean and contrived and out of the way, just so that this particular concept makes some sense. So as I said, if you understand this much, you're actually now ahead of most of planet Earth, because a lot of people, whilst they've heard of machine learning or artificial intelligence, they couldn't probably tell you the simplest part about how this may work. If you understand this much, you do at least now understand a simple part of it. And that was the goal for this video. So anyway, if you like these videos, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and speak to you soon. Bye.